Shalom Nanishma, I'm Jenny. Thanks for watching Doing Life with Jenny. I'm here today with two snoring beagles. We have Pancho and my foster Ned. So that's what you hear in the background. It is a very, very snowy day here near St. Louis. So we're having a lazy day still in our PJs. Today I'm telling you about the worst year of my life. No, it is not 2020. It is the year 2013. Stay tuned. If you are watching and I actually know you in person, maybe this is TMI, so you can click out, or you can stay. I don't care. Obviously, I'm putting this out into internet land for all to see, but just throwing that out there, that might be more than you care to know. So there are two reasons why the year 2013 was the worst year of my life. We'll just take them one at a time because they are not related. Well, if they were, that would make my life a lot easier, but they're not. So around the year 2006, I started missing my period. I had always been very, very regular. And I also got married in 2006, so I thought I was pregnant each month. And we would buy a pregnancy test. It would be negative. So of course I go to the doctor. I went to the one on campus because I was still in college at that time. And she just attributed it to being stressed out. I was married and going to school full-time, working almost full-time. I didn't feel stressed, but she knows best, right? She's the doctor. So this goes on and on and on and on for years and years and years. And then 2013 comes around and I go to my yearly visit at the OBGYN. Well, they discover that I have a condition called prolactinoma, which is a tumor on the pituitary gland. It makes my body secrete the hormone prolactin, which is one of the pregnancy hormones. Prolactin is a pregnancy hormone that causes you to lactate. You get the name prolactin, prolactinoma, makes sense, right? So that was the reason why I was not getting my period, because my body thought I was already pregnant. So basically, I went at least 7 years that I know of with this tumor floating around in my pituitary gland because the first doctor didn't really investigate. And probably I should have advocated for myself a bit more when this persisted, but maybe I just trusted the first doctor a little too much. So the good news is prolactinoma is benign. It is treatable. Either A, you can have the tumor removed. Mine is super, super, super tiny. Like last time I had an MRI, it was so small it wasn't even visible on the MRI. And the other option is to treat it with medications. The two that I know of are cabergoline and bromocriptine. My body has had difficulty with both of them, so I am only taking, I think it's 0.5 milligrams twice a week. If I get any more than that, I just have a constant headache, and I just feel kind of like a zombie, and like my head is in the clouds or something. But it has proven to be pretty effective because the first time I had an MRI, the tumor was visible. Then after being on the medication, like I said, it was no longer visible. However, my original symptoms, which are dizziness and headaches, have returned. So I think the tumor has come back, or grown a bit rather. And of course, with the snow, my doctor's appointment was canceled yesterday. So I'm supposed to be able to get in with an e-visit tomorrow. So they just always check my blood work to see what my prolactin levels are. So yeah, so that was just frustrating knowing that there was a tumor in my pituitary gland and nobody bothered to see what was going on until years and years later. Okay, and then the second issue, this I didn't know at the time, but I think it started in late high school. I was working at JCPenney at the time, and any time I had a long shift, I would get an hour break, and I would go over to Fazoli's, which which was near JCPenney, and I would get me a plate of spaghetti and a few breadsticks. And after I ate that, I would look pretty bloated, to the point where people would say something. "Oh, Jenny, you're so thin, but you have a little food baby after you come back from lunch." Then in a few hours, it would be gone. Okay? I didn't think anything of it. It just seemed normal for me, and like I said, it would go away after a few hours. Well, come the year 2007, perhaps, that food baby just never went away. I was bloated constantly, constipated constantly. I would get asked if I was pregnant almost every day at work, or ran into somebody I knew that I hadn't seen in a while. I was so embarrassed. I was very self-conscious and tried to wear like baggy clothing so people would stop asking me. And there are some grosser details, but you don't want to hear about any toots, do you? So yeah, I went to see the doctor when I saw that this was a regularly occurring issue. The doctor did not even see me in his office. He went straight for a colonoscopy. Then we had a follow-up visit in which he told me to eat more fiber, some whole wheat bread, some apples. So I did, and I felt worse, a lot worse. So I'm like, "Hey doc, I'm feeling worse. This is not working. We'll just take more fiber." Increased it, feeling even worse, like super, super bloated, not going to the bathroom for over a week at a time. And basically I had 2 or 3 colonoscopies with him, but really no office visits, not to any extent except for him telling me to eat more apples. So I was just living this nightmare for several years, and finally a friend recommended her GI doctor. It was kind of far away, but very worth the visit, because he actually ran some tests. He checked me for celiac disease, which I did not have, and eventually we came to the conclusion that I am fructose and fructan intolerant. So to run this test, I had to be on a special diet the day before they ran the test. Obviously I didn't know what fructose or fructan intolerance entailed before this, but they put me on a special diet that didn't contain fructose or fructan. Then I went in, they made me drink something with fructose and or fructan in it, and then after an hour or 2 of me ingesting that, they would have me blow in this little tube to see if, I think, this bacteria was present reacting in my gut. Then they'd have me drink more, I believe, or just test it every few hours to see how my gut was reacting to it. And that was the culprit. And let me tell you, after eliminating fructose and fructan from my diet, I felt immediately better. Like, it maybe took a couple days for me to recuperate, but after that, I just like, oh my goodness, this is what it's like to walk around feeling like a normal human being. Because I was just so bloated and constipated. If I just ate a few bites of food previously, I would just be so full. I'm like, I can finish my entire meal. Not that I was eating anything ridiculous, but like a normal portion size. Yeah, so I'll leave you with this. It's just important to advocate for yourself at the doctor. If you feel like they are not listening, find a new one. I know it is difficult in the States because it's usually at least a 6-month wait to get in to see a specialist. If it's nothing that's super, super, super urgent, it is worth the wait for you to be able to get answers and for you to feel like yourself again. So take care of yourself out there, guys. Ciao.